Hello everyone, my name is Siddharth from Let's Talk Oracle, and in this video we'll be looking at creating a chart of account. Before we start doing that, let's understand what a chart of account is. A chart of account is a financial tool which is used to list every account code combination which would be used by the business to perform accounting transactions. The first step in creating a chart of account would be to create a structure. A structure needs to be developed based on the business requirements. Reporting also plays a key role in deciding how the COA is created. Creating a COA structure is one of the most important, if not the most important steps while implementing Oracle General Ledger. The setup steps I'm going to show you are fairly straightforward, but creating a structure which caters to the customer's business requirements can sometimes take months. One thing to keep in mind is that Oracle does not recommend changes to the COA structure once the implementation is done. Doing so could lead to issues like data integrity, data losses, and data corruption. With that out of the way, let's start creating our first chart of account structure. The navigation would be Setups, Financials, Flex Fields, Key, Segments. So before we start, let's understand what a key flex field segment is. A key flex field segment is basically a configurable field which helps you customize Oracle applications as per the client's business requirements. There are two types of flex fields: a key flex field, which is also known as KFF, and a descriptive flex field known as DFF. KFF, which is also known as key flex fields, is used to define your own business structure, the COA being one of the examples. Setting up a key flex field is a mandatory setup for Oracle applications to function, while descriptive flex fields is a non-mandatory setup and you don't need to actually implement that. It can be implemented only if the client wants or has some special business requirements. This is where we create our chart of account structure. We hit new and give our structure a name. I'm going to give it test This name can be as per your business requirements. Now hit on segments. And now let's begin. These segments can be different. You can have a different nomenclature. So it all depends upon the client's business requirement. I'm just creating a very simple chart of account structure. As this is done, now we need to understand the important concept of flex field qualifiers. A flex field qualifier makes the application understand the purpose of the segment. Let's take an example here. We have 4 segments here: company, department, accounts, and future use. The application does not know what the segment is until you make it understand. So that's the purpose of the flex field qualifiers. It makes the system understand what it needs to do with each of these segments. So now let's save the structure. And now let's go into the flex field qualifiers. So we have these flex field qualifiers. There are two mandatory segments which we need in every chart of account. They are the balancing segment and the natural account segment. So a chart of account can have a minimum of 2 segments and a maximum of 30 segments. So a company is always considered a balancing segment. So you enable this and save it. And go to the account segment, hit the flex field qualifiers, and hit and enable natural accounting segment and save it. The others are optional, but these two are mandatory, which is the balancing segment and the natural accounting segment. A department is considered a cost center, so we enable that, but it's not mandatory. So what is the future use? We use the future use segment for future purposes. So if the business wants to expand and needs a new segment, we can use this segment. We can change the name of the segment in the future and then use it. Now let's go and create our value sets. I'm going to name my value set as the company value set as company underscore V, where V stands for value set. I'll use the non-hierarchical security here. I'm going to use the max size as 3. And the validation type will be independent. I'm going to save the record and attach it. Attach it to the department segment. So now we have attached the future use value set as well. And now let's save it. Close this. Now we freeze our flex field definition. Let's first allow dynamic inserts and then freeze our flex field definition. Make sure you do not want to make any changes to the flex field segment definition before freezing the flex field. Unfreezing and changing the definitions later could affect the validity of existing data for your flex fields. As I had mentioned before, that this is a very important setup, and we need to ensure that we get it right the first time itself. We say OK, and now we compile our chart of account structure. A concurrent request is kicked off. Let's wait for this request to complete. That's about it. So the new structure is ready. The next step would be to actually input the values in the value set. Once that's done, this chart of account structure can be used. So this is the way we create a new chart of account structure in Oracle General Ledger. Thank you.